Welcome back to my channel. So today our lecture will be focused on the plant kingdom, and so if I talk about the plant kingdom, so they are multicellular, eukaryotic, and organisms. They are autotrophic, that is, prepare their own food. We all have read in our smaller classes that the plant prepared their own food with the help of the photosynthesis, and if I talk about the cell wall, uh, it is made up of cellulose, and they show alteration of generations in life cycle. And the food is stored in the form of starch, and based on the body organization, plants are placed in the plant kingdom. Now these are the classifications of the plants, and we classify on the basis of the complexity of the organization, body organization. And if I talk about the classification, they are called as Thallophyta, that is algae, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperm, Angiosperm. Repeat with me: Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperm, Angiosperm. Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperm, Angiosperm. And on the basis of the classification, so these are the bases on which we classify. So that is thallus organization, presence or absence of the true root stems and leaves, vascular tissue, presence or absence of the seeds, the nature of the seeds, and mode of the reproduction. So next we'll be discussing about the brief account of 5 major groups of plants. And we have I've tried to explain it in the tabular format, so everything is clear in front of you. So if I talk about the division Thallophyta, that is algae, so their body organization is simple thallus, okay, not differentiated into true roots, stems, and leaves. Like the plants, they have roots, stems, and leaves, okay, so we can differentiate them, but here that differentiation is not there, okay. Next is the habitat. So they are mainly aquatic, freshwater, marine, and damp places. So mostly in the ponds, you might have seen that there is some plant growing in the pond, okay. So that is nothing, or sometime you might see the green color. It seems like there is a grass on the water body, so we call it as Thallophyta. And so the plant body here is thallus. There is no vascular tissue. Reproduction is asexual and sexual and vegetative. Gametes are non-motile, which means that the gametes which takes part in the reproduction, they are not able to move. And next is the reserve food is in the form of starch. An example of the Thallophyta would be Chlamydomonas, Volvox, Spirogara, Eulothrix, and Laminaria. Next is Bryophyta. So the body is thalloid or leafy, okay, no true root stems. And just focus here that till now, till Bryophyta, we don't have any specification for root, stems, and leaves. They mostly grow in the moist, shady places on the land. And first, they are the first land plant. This is very, very important. If BPSC asks you that which one is the first land plants, so it would be the Bryophyta. They are not having a vascular tissue. So same in the case of Thallophyta. Here they do not have the vascular tissue. Sex organs are multicellular and jacketed, okay. And then dominant phase is the gametophyte, and they reproduce with the help of the spores. For example, Riccia, Merchantia, and Funaria moss. Next is Pteridophyta. Here we see that now we start seeing the well differentiated body into the true roots, stems, and leaves. And it is mostly terrestrial in the moist, shady places, okay. So here we see that the vascular tissue is present. True roots, stems, and leaves are present, which we have already discussed. Sex organs is multicellular but non-jacketed, okay. Now here, see, they can confuse you very easily that the Bryophyta have the sex organs non-jacketed, okay. or they will say that the Pteridophyta have the sex organ as jacketed, so they can confuse you. So next is the dominant phase. It will be sporophyte reproduced by the spores. So here also Bryophyta was reproducing through the help of the spores, and in Pteridophyta also they are reproducing with the help of the spores. Example would be Pteris, Diopetreus, Lycopodium, Seleginilla, and Equistium. Next is Gymnosperm. They are well differentiated plant body with true roots, stems, and leaves, same like Pteridophyta. And now they are terrestrial in various climatic conditions. So earlier they were terrestrial in moist, shady places, but then Gymnosperm, they are terrestrial in the various climatic condition. So next is they are vascular tissue present. Okay, seeds are naked, and that is the reason, the major reason why we called them as Gymnosperm. This is very, very important. That's because the seeds are naked and not enclosed by ovary wall. So that is the reason we call it as Gymnosperm. They are reproduced by seeds and mostly woody evergreen trees. Okay, example would be Cycas, Pinus, Cedrus, Thuja, and Ginkgo. Next is the Angiosperm. They are well differentiated plant body with true root, stems, leaf, flower, and fruits. They are terrestrial in all kind of conditions. Okay, and they are mostly vascular tissue present. Seeds are enclosed within the ovary wall fruit. Okay, and that is the reason we call it as Angiosperm. Okay, Gymno means naked, and angio means that the fruit, the seeds are enclosed within the ovary wall, that is fruit. Okay, and they are reproduced by the flowers and seeds, most advanced and most diverse group of plants. For example, mango, pea, sunflower, rice, rose, wheat, etc. Okay, now if I talk about the comparison of the 5 groups, so I've tried to divide that on the basis of on the body organization, vascular tissue, sex organ, dominant phase, mode of reproduction, examples. Okay, so and this is just a comparison. For example, in Thallophyta, it is thallus, and Bryophyta thallus or leafy. In Pteridophyta, it's true roots, stems, and leaves, and in Gymnosperm, true roots, stems, and leaves, and but in the Angiosperm, we have true roots, stem, leaves, flower, and fruits. Okay, so if the sentence comes that Gymnosperms have true roots, stems, leaves, and fruit and flowers, so definitely you will get confused with the Angiosperm, and in place of Gymnosperm you might mark that they have flowers and fruit, but always remember that Angiosperm only has flowers and fruits, but Gymnosperm, they do not have flowers and fruits. Okay, next is the vascular tissue. They are absent, but in Pteridophyta it is present, Gymnosperm present, and Angiosperm it is present. Sex organ, it is unicellular, and in case of Bryophyta it is multicellular and jacketed, but in Pteridophyta it is multicellular and non-jacketed. And Gymnosperm in multicellular in cones and in flowers. And then dominant phase, there is no dominant phase in Thallophyta, and in Bryophyta it's gametophyte. In Pteridophyta it's Sporophyta, and again in Gymnosperm and Angiosperm it's Sporophyta only. And then mode of reproduction, it will be asexual, vegetative. Here Bryophyta reproduces with the help of the spores. Again in Pteridophyta with the help of the spores. In Gymnosperm it is by seeds, but it is naked. In Angiosperm it is also by seed, but it is enclosed in a fruit. Example would be Spirogyra, Chlamydonas, Ricea funaria, Pteris, Lycopodium, Pinus, Cycas, and pea mango. Now some special features of the plant kingdom are that have cell wall made of cellulose, presence of the plastid containing chlorophyll, reserve food is in the form of starch, they perform photosynthesis and are autotrophic, we all know, show great diversity in form and habitat, life cycle shows alteration of generation, reproduces by various methods, asexual and vegetative. Now, if I talk about the importance of the plant, we all know that they produce oxygen and maintain ecological balance, provide better food, fodder, fiber, timber, medicine, and they maintain soil fertility. and ornamental value and recreation. Now, if I talk about the points, that plants are the autotrophic eukaryotes. Based on the body organization, plants are classified into 5 groups. Thallophyta, no true organ or vascular tissue. And then I discuss about the fact that the Bryophyta, first land plant and need water for fertilization. Now, if it is said that Pteridophyta are the first plant, you will get confused and you will mark it as wrong. So always remember, Bryophyta are the first land plant. Okay, and prior to that, the Thallophyta, they are not happening on the land but in the water bodies. Next is the Pteridophyta. They have vascular tissue present and reproduced by spores. Gymnosperm, as I talked about the fact that Gymnosperm, they are having a naked seed. Angiosperm, seeds are enclosed in an ovarian fruit, and Angiosperm are the most advanced and most diverse group. Now, if I talk about the cryptogamy, for example, Thallophyta, Bryophyta, and Pteridophyta do not have external flower or seeds, have naked embryos called spores in terms of, and that is, we call as cryptogamy. Okay, so that's all about for today's lecture on the plant kingdom. So tomorrow we will get started with the animal kingdom. So thank you so much.